Hi everyone, and welcome back for lesson 6. This will be the last video in this tutorial series. I think for all practicality, and to make sure this code doesn't get too specialized or too specific, I think I'm going to cap off development right around here. Now I have made a few minor changes since the end of the last lesson, but don't worry, I'll explain those in this lesson. So anyways, let's just go over how, if you want to make a new block insert, you have a new block that you want to make a routine for, all you have to do is copy what I just copied and paste it. So let's change that to block 2. That's the name of the command. Change that to a layer that doesn't exist yet, layer magenta. So you'll notice I added 2 new lines here. These allow us to control the layer's line type and the layer's transparency if and only if the routine has to create a new layer, which in this case it will. So right here, the layer's line type, you notice I've left notes, including that if the user decides just to leave this as nil, then it'll just default to something. In this case, the line type defaults to continuous. The layer's transparency will default to layer 0. If we place the layer as nil, it just means the layer doesn't change. So for example, if you want to insert a block but only insert it on the active layer, you don't need a specific layer for that block to go on, then you just leave that as nil. And same with this color. If you're not changing the layer, the color actually is pretty redundant, but I think for convention's sake, we just leave it as nil in that case. But anyways, I'll copy this again. I'll change this routine to block 3. Change this to fake line type, just to make sure the routine doesn't crash if we send a line type that doesn't exist to it. So anyways, I'm going to load this. I'll go back to our file. Now since we've been playing around with the Lisp a lot and making a lot of new layers and stuff, what I did is I did a purge all, and I just used that routine again. This is the routine from the very first video in this series that I think you can just copy and paste the code. There's more, I go into it in more depth in that first tutorial. But anyways, all that did is make 3 blocks, of course, and the 3 layers. So anyways, let's try out our routine. Okay, so that worked as intended. It made the layer magenta for us. So my fake line type, since it didn't since it didn't exist in the drawing, and I'm going to show you how and why it did that, it just defaulted to continuous. So I think since I did a purge all, there's probably only a few line types in the drawing right now. So what I'm going to do is go back to the drawing. Just after making these changes. As you can see, it did exactly what we want there. So anyways, I'll just refresh your memory on this. So basically we can change these parameters as we wish. Nil means it just defaults to something, the most commonly used value, let's say. For example, color, if I put nil and it has to create a new layer, it'll go to color 7, which is white, or black if you use a white background. So as mentioned, I did add these 2 new lines of code, so I'm going to scroll down and just show you what that's all about. Okay, so the first thing, one thing I added, I also didn't mention that I gave the user the ability to just use nil instead of the layer name, and that'll make sure that the routine doesn't change the layer on the user. It'll just maintain whatever the active layer is and place the block on that layer. So if that's the case, I wanted the program to skip over all this code. I didn't want it to delve into this just for programming efficiency. So what I did is if layer name does not equal nil, then it'll do this. But if it does equal nil, then the code completely skips over this. And same here, if the layer name doesn't equal nil, it says set var current layer, user layer. So you'll notice that I changed this line too. I've added some stuff to it, layer linetype, layer transparency. So pretty much every option available to a layer you can plug into here, just as long as you follow what the dash layer command would do if you're running it at the command line, right? But you can change everything, the line type, of course, transparency, the layer description. The last thing I want to touch on before you get into using this code, I've left a little disclaimer up here. A simple code like this, you're very unlikely to run into any trouble. There's a very remote chance that multiple Lisp routines loaded into the same drawing could conflict with one another. Again, a simple code like this, that's very unlikely. Also, when you're entering your parameters in here, you got to make sure that you enter parameters that this program will recognize. It's not bulletproof, so to speak. So if I type pink as a string in here, this would probably crash the routine. It should recognize the color strings that are, the colors red, green, blue, yellow, cyan, magenta. It should recognize those colors, but if you type something in here other than what we've covered, you're probably going to run into trouble. Same with if you don't enter a string here, if you put a number or something else, then the routine's probably going to crash. Just be aware of that. And a Lisp routine crashing usually means it just kicks you out of the command. It's usually not a big deal. So that about wraps up this video tutorial series. Let me know if you had any productivity gains using this Lisp routine. Also, if you have any questions, feel absolutely free to leave in the comments below. So the goal of my channel, I'm not really chasing subscriptions or likes, but the more views I get, the more motivated I become to create new content. So if you feel like it, click like and maybe even click subscribe, but if not, no worries. And thanks very much for watching.